Okay, so we are starting out with our worm composter. This is a Worm Factory 360, which is available on Amazon for $109. It comes complete with everything that you need except the worms. So we just got the worms in today. This is 1 pound of red wigglers, and they are an ideal worm for composting because of the rate at which they break down organic material. So what we've done is created a bed in the composter bin for them, which includes coconut coir for volume. It's got pumice and crushed minerals to aid the worms in their breaking down of the materials. There's shredded up paper, and then we actually have greens. We have some pieces of lettuce from the garden. So the instructions on the packet say to put the worms in the middle of the bin and to not try to separate them because they hug together because they're stressed, and that they may look sluggish because they have been in dry peat moss for their journey. Looking at it, it looks like we've got some really active worms. And these are red wigglers, which are about 3 inches long, and they're real thin. And what we're going to do is put them in the compost, the bottom tray of the composter, which is right here. And we're not going to agitate them at all. We are going to add a little bit of water. We've got rainwater from our rain barrel. That way, you know, the stuff that's in municipal water won't be harmful to them. So we're trying to make this moist but not wet. And we're going to put wet newspaper on top of them, which partly helps to hold moisture in, and it also helps to keep them from crawling out, which is something that they allegedly do because they're just trying to learn their new territory. We're going to cover them up with the paper. And then we're going to put the lid on the composter. The cool thing about the 360, it does cost more than other ones, but one of the reasons I bought it was they're just really comprehensive in the way that they approach doing it. So even if you've never done vermicomposting before, even as a novice, you get everything that you need, some handy tips that stay on the lid all the time. And then they have a really great book that came with it that it's tons of information about worms and how to do it right. And it also came with a DVD, which I haven't watched yet because the book was great. But basically the way the thing works, we're going to leave this for like 2 days, let them get accustomed to where they live. And we're going to continue to add food. It can be kitchen scraps, shredded up paper, cardboard, eggshells, coffee grounds. We can put a little bit of cornmeal in there if we want to. And we're going to continue to add. And over time, as this bin gets higher and higher up, we're going to add another bin. The kit comes with 4 bins. So we'll add a new bin right on top of the existing dirt that's in there. And what the worms will do is as they completely process the product down in here, they'll move up into the next tray, which will start with that same coir dirt mixture. And they'll migrate up. As they migrate up, there'll be very few worms left in here, and we can harvest that compost, put it in the garden, and then that empty tray becomes the new tray. So you just stack as you go. And the system is capable of housing a colony of up to 10,000 worms, which is kind of cool. But our main goal now is to place this in a spot that's out of the sun, that'll keep the temperature of the bedding between 40 and 80 degrees, which is ideal for the worms. And so we're also going to be putting a bright light over the top of it for the next couple of days, because the worms in their explorations can actually crawl out of the thing. So not that it would hurt us to have a few extra worms in the garden, but we want them to stay in here and keep their jobs. This is for water, that moisture and condensation that'll leach out of the bottom of the unit, and you can take that and mix it, dilute it with water, and use it on non-edible plants, flowers, shrubbery, ornamentals, and that kind of thing. The byproduct of this process can have toxins in it that make it unsafe to feed this nutrient water to vegetables you're going to eat. But for everything else, it's really good, basically fertilizer water. So that's it. try vermicomposting. We're excited about it, and we're eager to see what kind of results we get.
Thanks.